Rabbi Chaim Prussman, and Rabbi Chaim Prussman is the founder and the organizer and the leader of the Beth Shifra organization and the Beth Shifra synagogue. And we're going to start from the very beginning, how he started. He's led a wonderful life of benevolency and doing altruistic deeds and great chesed and tzedakah for the Jewish community beyond compare and recognized by all the Gedolim, most of the major Gedolim of that generation, which he was a part of and is a part of to this day. So let's start from the beginning. So where are you originally from, Rabbi Prussman?
Brooklyn, New York.
And how did you come to start doing benevolent things?
I see what's happening to Jewish kids assimilating. So I got involved getting Jewish children and Jewish adults more involved with their Judaism, with their heritage.
And what year did you start out doing that?
I started when Kahani started JDL, Jewish Festival, at 68.
1968.
And I had two things he needed from me. I knew how to box. I was a marksman in the weapons. So I could train kids, because every Jew was a 22, which he mentioned.
So you're very much involved with Kahana. What neighborhood was that in?
I was originally from Bensonhurst. Mostly all Italians were over there. And my half a block where I lived was the PAL, Police Athletic League.
Were you involved with the Police Athletic League also?
They taught me how to box. I was 12 years old, 13, 14, because the whole neighborhood was Gentile and there were no Jewish lovers. I came home from school one day when I was 15 years old, and my brother, 3 Italian boys are beating up my brother. My brother's a big guy like this man over here doing the video, and he was heavy and tall, and he was blood out of his face. 3 Italian boys were beating him up. So I came out from the buzz, I ran to the 3 boys, and I knocked them all out. They saw me, they would probably beat the daylights out of me. But Baruch Hashem, I had the skills, and I took care of them, and I never bothered my brother at all after that.
Now later on you were inducted into the military. At that time there was a draft.
Yeah, then after that, I got involved with programs to get Jewish kids in Yiddishkeit, number one.
Now that was after the military or before the military?
After the military.
So when you came back from the military, you started getting kids involved in the organization?
I got involved. I saw the dilemma. Our Jewish kids were naive about their heritage. They weren't strong. They needed self-defense in order to survive. My area in the beginning of Bensonhurst was mostly all Sicilians.
Yeah.
And not many Jews. And we were considered a mastaglista. We killed their God. And they always remembered that. So I have a memory of that, what they believe in and what they are, because I lived with that.
So how did you come to Brighton Beach?
I came to Brighton Beach. I heard that there was openings of these buildings. My brother and I put in for it, and I came here in late 1960s. When I came here in these buildings in the late 1960s, I became on the board of directors of the buildings.
Board of directors. Okay.
And in order for me to be on the board of directors, I had to have some knowledge. So I started Jewish clubs in the place where I live now, Trump Village.
Okay.
And I put Jewish clubs in there. Then I became involved with the newspaper committee. This way I could put programs that I run on the newspapers that people could come to my programs. So I got involved with the newspaper committee. I represented this section. There's 2 sections, one section 6 and 7. I represented my section, and the other section had somebody else.
So in the newspaper, did you put Jewish articles in there?
I put programs that were running, and I also.
What kind of programs did you have?
Hebrew programs, nursery programs, all the.
So who did you get to run these? Who did you get to run these programs?
That's another dilemma. So I was a one-man operation basically. There was a guy from the Jewish Record. Had a Jewish newspaper beside the Jewish Press. And I got involved with him that I could put a whole page articles with his paper if I deliver it.
And how many people came to your,
I had quite a few
activities?
people coming in the beginning.
how many?
Quite a few. Then I got involved with Solomon Simpson.
Rabbi, so
you-
okay, so you're talking about Rabbi Simpson.
Solomon Simpson.
He had the shul on Rabbi 4th Street.
He was the first Lubavitch rabbi in that community.
Okay, so we're going to show a picture now. Rabbi Simpson. Oh, you want to?
Rabbi Solomon Simpson was a tzaddik. His wife was a tzedekis, and the whole family was good. And I asked Solomon Simpson with the president, Rabbi Dr. Goldfarb.
Who is Dr. Goldfarb?
Goldfarb was the president of the synagogue.
Of the Simpson Synagogue on 4th Street.
And I got involved with both of them, and I got involved with Pesach Seder's in that shul.
So you held activities in that shul for youth and stuff like that. How many people did you get to show up?
I asked them, there's a room next door where you keep old storage there. If I clean it up, if I could put things for a teenage program. So they agreed, because usually Lubavitch comes there, they want to do a lot, which is beautiful. And I got involved with this Solomon, Rabbi Simpson and the family, and we put a teenage program. And I got 12, 15 kids coming for that program.
How did you recruit the kids? How did the kids even find out about it?
I offered programs for them, I offered food for them.
Well, how did they find out about it? How did you let them know about
I
it?
advertised in 2 different papers. I had it in the Trump Village paper, every thing they had it in there, and I had it in the Jewish Record. Novitsky, this guy Novitsky,
Nowitzki, Rabbi Abraham Nowitzki?
No.
No, different guy.
maybe his brother, maybe.
Okay.
And, this Rabbi Novitsky is from Seagate.
Okay.
And the other brother, they ran the newspaper called the Jewish Record. So I got involved with him delivering the papers with some. of
You
my
were
people.
delivering the papers also?
This was in the 70s. I got involved with my program, my teenage program. That's why I got people coming in there through the advertisement of the Jewish Press, of the Jewish Record.
Oh, you
and
advertised in
Trump
the Jewish press also?
Yeah, and the Jewish Record was mainly Jewish Press was the small article, but the Jewish Record was a whole page.
How many activities did you have at Rabbi Simpson's synagogue?
I put a teenage program in there, and I used to take these kids to Rabbi Moshe Feinstein for brachas.
Okay, Rabbi Moshe Feinstein. We have a picture here, if I can find that. Here, right here. Okay, so you went to Rabbi Moshe Feinstein. Okay, so tell me about your interaction with Rabbi Moshe Feinstein.
One time I brought 12 kids on my bus, out of school bus, and
That was from Rabbi Simpson's, from the program of Rabbi Simpson. You
Yeah.
brought 12 kids there.
and for a bracha. So I went over there, and Baruch Hashem, I had a program in that building with Rabbi Moshe Meir Weiss's in-laws.
Where, in Simpson's building or a different building?
And Rabbi, they worked for me in Rabbi Feinstein's building.
Okay, hold on. Rabbi, so you had another program somewhere?
Yes.
Where was
But
that?
that comes later. Meir Weiss comes later.
Mary Weiss comes later?
Yeah.
Okay, so this comes later. Okay, so we'll do this later. Okay.
Okay.
So,
I took 12 people
to Moshe Feinstein, stay on
Moshe
track.
Fight for brachas, and the Rabbi was there, Rabbi Tenla. That was his son-in-law. So he said, can't bring 12 people, it's too much for Rabbi Feinstein. This is early 70s. So what did I do?
Where'd you take him to was it Yeshiva?
I took him downtown, where Rabbi Feinstein's in the building, next to Grand Street.
In his yeshiva there?
No, in his apartment.
Okay, in his apartment you went?
In his
Okay.
apartment.
You went to Rabbi Moshe Feinstein's apartment with these 12 kids.
I was there many times.
And what did Rabbi Tenla say?
Only 6.
Only 6?
So we flipped the coin and see who was 6. So Rabbi Feinstein was looking through the crack of the door. He says, one word, Alice. Bring them all.
Bring them all.
And they all came for the bracha, which is good. I remember this today. There was a pizza store across the street, a block and a half away, 2 blocks away, and they had a special, a pizza and a coffee. For a special, I said, okay, I have 12 kids. Can you make it a small Coke? They get the coffee. These are kids that don't drink coffee. Nope, they can't do it. So what did I do? I said, give me the special. And I bought the special. I gave the coffee out to other people outside the buildings, and I gave the kids Cokes, pizza and Cokes. They were happy with it, which I was glad, and it was less with shlom bias with these children.
Now, let me tell you something. Let me ask you about Rabbi Moshe Feinstein. What exactly, do you remember what he said?
Rabbi Fishelis was involved with Rabbi Feinstein. I used to come up for the brachas. Rabbi Fishelis used to be one of the rabbis of Rabbi Feinstein.
Right.
And I used to get involved with him. I got letters from Rabbi Feinstein, and I got brachas from Rabbi Feinstein.
But when you went to Rabbi Feinstein with the 12 kids, what did he tell them?
He gave the kids brachas. Hashem should give you a slacha and so forth. And one child, out of them, three kids I know became religious. One woman had 12 kids, religious.
Oh my
became
goodness.
Orthodox.
Did he say anything to you?
He gave brachas to the kids, which was good, number one, which I was happy. And when I went for the pizza and the coffee, I gave the kids sodas. I paid extra for the sodas. I was happy, and they were happy too. And the ride back home was more peaceful than going there.
How'd you go there, in a van or a station?
I had my own bus van. I had my own school bus.
Now, did you go to Rabbi Feinstein after that yourself?
Yes, many times.
What did you go to?
I got in through Rabbi Fishelis. He got me in through.
Who is Rabbi Fishelis?
One of the rabbis of Rabbi Feinstein.
Okay, and he got you in to see Rabbi Moshe Feinstein.
Yeah, that was good for my brachas. Then 1970s, I got involved with in Williamsburg with Karen Yelad, Rabbi Gillespie.
Yes.
I got involved with Karen Yelad, and I started programs with Karen Yelad. See, this guy, the president of the United States, is previously President Obama. He had a community organization. That was his specialty. I'm a certified social worker. My expert was community organization.
You're a real community organizer.
I'm an organizer.
You're a Jewish community organizer.
I'm a Jewish organizer. So I got involved with Rabbi Gillespie, Karen Yelad.
Where was that located?
That was in Williamsburg. There were Sadiks. He was a Sadik. She was a Sadek.
Do you remember what year that was?
It was in the 70s. And they were good. Then I got involved with the Rav Tov. That's an organization.
So it's Karen Viel, then your Rav Tov is that's
Rav Tov, the Satmar organization,
Okay, so when you were
run by Rabbi Niederman.
Niederman,
And Rabbi Ghostly was there too at that time. And Rabbi Niederman gave me a letter. It was a beautiful letter because I started programs for Rav Tov with Satmar. Because I got involved with Satmar, with the brokers from the Satmar Rebbe.
Hold on.
The original Satmar Rebbe.
Did you see, you're talking about Rabbi Joel Teitelbaum, right?
The old time. In the
Did
70s.
you actually meet Rabbi Teitelbaum?
That's why I got my brokers.
Did he give you a bracha?
He gave me many brokers.
Okay, so let's have a picture here. Remember Rabbi Joel Teitelbaum?
He was a Sadik.
How many times did you meet Rabbi Joel Teitelbaum?
I was worked out of Williamsburg, so I met him many, many times. In order to get my brachas, because Rav Tov was involved with the Satmar Chassidim, and I got involved with
What
Rav
exactly
Tov.
did you do with them? Administrative work or what?
They did outreach work.
Okay.
So I was a pro in outreach work, and I got involved with Rav Tov, and they gave me a beautiful letter. You do great work. Thank you for the assistance and everything. And I did that for a mitzvah.
And who was the head of Rabbi? Was that Rabbi Niederman?
Rabbi Niederman.
Oh, I see.
And I got involved. They gave me a beautiful letter, and it was nice. And I got involved with Rav Tov. I got involved with the Satmar community and Rabbi Gillespie from Karen Yelad. I started programs for Rabbi Gillespie from Karen Yelad. He made Aliyah to Israel eventually, because they were very good people. What
about Rabbi Moshe Meir Weiss? Was he in Williamsburg too?
No, Moshe Meir Weiss
Was later.
Moshe Meir Weiss married a daughter from the people who worked for me. And the daughter.
Okay, hold on. We're going to talk about Rabbi Moshe Meir Weiss now.
Moshe Meir Weiss gave when I ran classes, he gave a class for me, which was good. And it was Bay Parkway. There was a missionary rally, and we got on the Shabbos. We walked there, and many people helped me out, and we got Jewish people coming to our class in that area in Bensonhurst. And I asked Mayor Moshe Weiss to give a class. Him and his Rebbetzin came and gave the class, and I've studied teachers giving the classes.
Where were the classes given?
In Bensonhurst.
Where?
Around 67th Street, around that area.
Was it a synagogue or something?
It's in a synagogue. And it was nice. Everything was nice. And I got involved with that. Then I got involved with the advertising with my programs. So we put in a Pesach Seder in Rabbi Simpson's shul.
Okay, so
Catered-
Rabbi,
catered-
so you had a Pesach program, Rabbi Simpson's shul, right?
We catered by Melrose. This was
Melrose catered.
catered. It was good.
Okay.
So we used Melrose there, and then eventually we got a building in Young Israel Sheepshead Bay. Young Israel Sheepshead Bay, the president was Steinmetz.
Right.
I asked him if I cleaned the alley out for you, could I put a nursery school there? So he said, yes, provided you bring the tables. We have a Shabbos Kiddush all the time. You have to remove the tables and put the tables there. You need 3 people to pick up a table. These tables are like heavyweights.
Yeah.
And I did it all myself. And I took it, put it in there and took it out. So next morning I had a school class. So I had to go.
Every
with the kids.
morning? Every morning or just?
Every Shabbos, they have a big Shabbos Kiddush with these heavy tables. So I picked it up and moved it up.
So when did you have the nursery? Every day or just once a
Every
week?
day, Sunday to Friday.
And who,
Yeah,
did you have teachers there and
I
stuff?
had teachers and all. And I ran the nursery school, and it was great. The reason I ran it was a freebie.
How did,
And I used to learn in Young Israel of Brighton Beach under Rabbi Rosenfeld. He was a Breslov chassid.
Robert Rosenfeld, yes.
He was a tzaddik. Majority of the boys in his classes were JDL people.
Yeah.
And I knew a lot of these people, so
Yes.
I went to their shirs. So Rabbi Rosenfeld put his grandchildren into my nursery school.
Rabbi Rosenfeld from Breslov put his kids into your nursery school?
Rabbi Nyman was the son-in-law. He put his kids into my nursery school,
Yeah.
which was good. Number one.
They all moved to a, what's it called? Harnof.
One thing with Rabbi Rosenfeld, he was a tzaddik.
He was from the Mir, wasn't he? The Mir Yeshiva. He used to-
I have no idea. I know Roosevelt was a tzaddik. He got these boys interested to go into computers. The majority of these kids' families were against it. They wanted to become doctors, lawyers, surgeons. So they were against him. And they gave him probably a hex. Because I know a lot of these boys, the fathers were very angry that they want to go into computers. He was very wise before the computer field was going into effect. He bought land in Israel, and this class moved to Israel, Harnof.
Harnof,
They
yes.
started their own community, which was good. At one time, Rabbi Rosenfeld was finishing his class, and it was on Motzi Shabbos, and somebody lit a cigarette. He says to one of the people, if I only had one wish to buy Rabbi Prussman's mitzvahs. I
Oh
never
my
forgot that what Rabbi Rosenfeld said.
Say that again, please. Rabbi
he-
Rosenfeld said if he had only one wish, it was to buy Rabbi Prussman's mitzvahs. How about that? Was Rabbi Rosenfeld from
He
Breslov.
was a tzaddik. Yeah, and I appreciated him, and he gave me his encouragement. He told me to go on, which I respected him. So what occurred, in Brighton Beach, there was a yeshiva there called Mountaindale Yeshiva before. It was Rabbi Davis and Rabbi Rosenberg, 2 tzaddiks. They sold that yeshiva to a hardware store. Eventually, a hardware sold it to somewhere else, and somebody sold it somewhere else. The rest of the Jewish real estate got involved with it, sold it to a missionary house called Missionary House. And they were giving nickel lunches and 10-cent chicken dinners. At that time, I put in for a building on Coney Island Avenue in Neptune,
Okay, so that, yeah.
and many organizations wanted it, and I was chosen out of all these organizations.
Now, how did they choose you? First of all, how did they choose you from all the organizations?
They found out the work I've been doing, and they found out what I'd done and what I wanted to do. And missionaries were run by this guy, Rabbi Schlistel, and one of the cousins learned in Breslov. And he drawed JCRC, Jewish Communication Council, which I'm a letter here. They drawed over 144 Jews for nickel lunches and 10-cent chicken
To the
dinners.
missionaries.
They gave nickel lunches and 10-cent chicken dinners. And people came there, mostly Russians, had no Jewish identity. So I acquired this building in Coney Island Avenue, Neptune Avenue, 1 block from them.
It was right on the corner there.
And the missionary house was previously, Rabbi David Rosenberg had no knowledge the missionary house would be taken over by them.
When did you meet Rabbi Victor Miller? Was he before that or around that same
Victor
time?
Miller called me around that time.
Okay, hold on. Can we put in Rabbi Victor Miller's picture now?
I have many stories with Rabbi Victor Miller.
Okay.
Many stories. Rabbi Miller told me, I told Rabbi Miller, I have many programs, which you're going to read eventually, what programs which I ran. I said, I have no room. But for Rabbi Miller and this rabbi, I heard it was a tzaddik. Even though the landlord told me you have to get rid of everybody in the place because the place was being decayed. So I got that contract,
Yeah,
I did what I wanted to do.
right.
I heard about this rabbi was a tzaddik.
Which rabbi was this?
Rabbi
Berniker. Rabbi Berniker, who lived there?
His father-in-law.
No, his father, Rabbi Gustman.
Rabbi Gus
Okay,
was a
hold on.
tzaddik.
Let me find Rabbi Gustman's picture here. Where is it? Oh, here's Rabbi Gustman. So Rabbi Gustman was living there, okay. Rabbi Israel Zev Gustman.
His son-in-law at that time had 2 secretaries there. And the landlord told me I had to get rid of everyone in that building. So what did I do? I worked with Rabbi Victor Miller, who was a tzaddik.
And what did he say about the Rabbi Gustman and Rabbi Berniker staying there, living there?
They're good people, leave them there.
Rabbi Victor Miller told you to let Rabbi
Rabbi
Gustman
Victor
stay
Miller
there.
told me, Rabbi Miller, from that time he moved to Ocean Parkway, he called me up. And I got involved with him from the beginning when he moved in there, Ocean
Right.
Parkway. And it was my pleasure, I used to walk with him from Coney Island Avenue, Ocean Parkway, to Ocean Avenue. It was my steady walk with Rabbi Victor Miller. I used to keep quiet, used to talk about the apples, the oranges. I kept quiet, I listened to him. One time I was with a Russian boy, man, maybe late 40s. He was supposed to go to jail. I asked Rabbi Miller if it's possible if I could walk with him with the young man. He says, my pleasure, come. So I walked with him to Kings Highway on Coney Island Avenue. A block away, he said, Baruch Hashem, there's another shoe opened up here. I said, Rabbi Miller, we have to walk across the street. And we walked across the street, we saw a missionary house above the store.
So back then there were so many missionary houses all over the place.
Yes, I have a list of all these missionary places. And make a long story short, I went with the boy. The boy was very enthused with Rabbi Victor Miller. He gave him courage. I went to the doctor. He trespassed over property, which he didn't have a license or lease or what, and he didn't answer the court case, and we're going to put him in jail. I went to the doctor with him, and the doctor said what would happen to him. So I kicked him on the leg. He said, my leg. So he gave him a letter. Could go to the court case because he had a leg injury. So we got him out of the court case, and he stayed with me the whole 8 days for Pesach. He helped me for the whole 8
He
days.
stayed in Pesach at the Beth Shifra place?
I opened Pesach in several locations.
Okay.
I opened in Trump Village, in Wabath, in Luna Park. That's another
Your
story.
main location was, though, on the 3044 Coney Island Avenue, right?
Yeah,
On the corner of Neptune.
At Pesach Seder's there. I opened the Meir Yeshiva on the Klosenberg. One time I opened the Meir Yeshiva on the Klosenberg. They gave it to me the last day, on a Thursday. So Rabbi Miller had a shiur on Thursday evening. I said, Rabbi Miller, before his shiur, I said, I have a dilemma. What do you think I should do? Because Meir Yeshiva gets it the last minute, and Klosenberg does it the last minute. And now I have a lot of stuff to do. What do I do? He said, we'll see. Sit down, after my shiur, we'll think about it. After the shiur was finished, he said, you have to help Rabbi Prussman.
Who did Rabbi Victor Miller told that to
Miller,
who?
you have to, Meir Yeshiva is like a half a block away from
Right.
his shul. So you have to help Rabbi
Who's he
Prussman.
telling this to?
He told that to this congregation.
Okay, right.
Normally, no wife will let her husband out the next day when you burn the chametz.
Right.
7 to 10 people came,
Right.
stayed up all night, and did Pesach for me at the Meir Yeshiva. When I opened the Meir Yeshiva on the Klausenberg, the same year I opened the Chaim Prussman Elementary School on the Klausenberg.
Now let me pause you for a minute here. You talked about the Meir Yeshiva. Did you meet Rabbi Shmuel Birnbaum?
I was very friendly with him. I had a program in the library.
Okay. Okay,
When I went, Rabbi Shmuel Birnbaum, I told my daughter's in the car. She's opening up the colleges. She's opening up 3 colleges. Kingsborough, Brooklyn College, another college.
you mean she's opening up programs on those colleges?
Yeah, I supply the food, I supply the rabbis, and she opened the colleges for Pesach. So I told that to Rabbi Shmuel Birnbaum. He came from the 2nd floor office to the 1st floor.
What's your daughter's name? I didn't get
Shana.
What? Shana.
Shana Sapora Zitzel Basura. And he came to the car and gave my daughter a bracha. With that bracha,
Rabbi Shmuel
he
Birnbaum?
walked down from the 2nd floor, 1st floor,
From the
across
Meir?
street, from the Meir Yeshiva, to give my daughter a bracha in the car.
Oh my goodness.
And with that bracha Hashem, she went to Israel.
Oh, and?
And she met a boy, and I asked her, what did the boy do? She said, he volunteered for the Israeli military.
Yeah.
Now he's learning Torah. So what did I say? I didn't mention anything about the father, a mother. I said, the boy, only the boy. Does he have a good heart? Is he a mensch? She said, yes. I said, marry him. Before she got married, we had a wedding date. And I had an attack. And I called a doctor in Borough Park who lives in Manhattan Beach to see me. He said, my son will come down, come to the Mamadi Hospital emergency room, he's going to see you. So what happens? I wait there 2 hours, all the things on my hands and all the machinery on me, and he says to me, I have no time. I heard that, I took everything off my back, off my hands, I took everything off, and I called up Vizna. They supplied doctors for you, and they gave me a Hasidic doctor. And I called this doctor, and they gave me a doctor in Beth Israel Hospital in Manhattan. So what did I do? I went there 2 days later, after I saw the doctor, and I took a procedure. When I took a procedure, I benched Gummel next day, because you do that in case you go from emergency. I had an emergency. So I benched Gummel, and I went down to learn the Torah a little. And somebody else was there, a doctor, and he gave me his card. So I called one of my mentors, Rabbi Dr. Gersh. He's going for brain surgery at Mamadi's Hospital. And she was not satisfied with the doctor at Mamadi's Hospital, so I showed him I had the card, I gave it to her. She called the doctor. The next day she transferred the husband to Beth Israel Hospital from Mamadi's. And they do brain surgery on him in Beth Israel Hospital. I went to the wedding after my procedure.
What was your procedure?
Procedure.
Okay, procedure.
I had a few procedures.
Oh, okay. So you went to the wedding. You were able to go to the wedding.
And I went to the wedding. Baruch Hashem, Hashem gave me the kayak. I went to the wedding.
Amen.
And I went to the wedding, stayed there for a couple weeks. Big crowd. In-laws came in from Canada, whole crew.
Where'd you hold the wedding? What wedding hall was it?
It was in Israel. The wedding was in Israel. And I come back from Israel.
Yes, you flew to Israel after the procedure.
I come on back, and I usually daven in Babava.
Okay.
I'll tell you why I daven.
Babov. Let me get the Babov Rebbe here. Okay, so you're going to tell us about your meetings with the Babov Rebbe?
No, I usually daven in Babava. I'll give you the reason why I daven in Babava in a moment.
Hold on. We're going to talk about the Babov Rebbe also.
After I tell you what happened.
Okay, so let's get the picture. This is the Babov Rebbe.
I daven in Babava. I'll tell you the reason why I daven in Babava after I tell you what happened.
Okay.
So this Dr. Gersh,
Yeah.
Rabbi Gersh from Borough Park, went to Beth Israel for his procedure. So I usually daven in Babava, then I daven Mintka, I wait around. I daven early Mintka at the Mukash.
Okay.
And when I'm coming out, another shul across the street, he asked me to do a mitzvah for them, be the 10th person.
Right.
So I said, okay, I do mitzvahs. So I was the 10th person. Who do I see there? The guy who had brain surgery.
Oh my goodness.
So everything's Hashem.
Okay, now tell us about your meeting
Bubba.
with the Bubba Rebbe. Here, let's get his
Okay.
picture again, the Bubba Rebbe. You got to tell us about your meetings with the Bubba Rebbe.
Say
Shlomo
the-
Halberstam. This is Shlomo Halberstam, right?
The reason I go to the Bava Rebbe, he has a guy called Shmuel Horowitz, which I got involved. There was a boy in Coney Island who got baptized in the missionaries.
Okay.
There was several missionary groups in this community. The Thais, the non-affiliated Jews, and the Russian Jewish community coming in here. So I asked, the boy was baptized in the church. So I asked her, I gave her presents, I gave her food, I gave her whatever she wanted, for the boy could come to Beth Shifra. When she came, the Moshe came to Beth Shifra.
We're at 3044 Coney Island Avenue, that Beth Shifra, right?
Then my people put him in Babava. He became a Babava chassid. Because they put him in Babava, I started davening in Babava with early minyan. So I davened early minyan. I had this guy, Simone, working with me, a Russian guy, no different than the man taking the pictures. And he used to go with me to Babava, and he used to daven chakras with me.
So how'd you end up talking to the Bubba Rebbe?
Because I got this guy into the yeshiva, Babava, and he became a sofer in Israel.
Uh-huh.
And I got involved with Menashe Klein. I got involved with Shmuel Horowitz. Shmuel Horowitz was the Rabbi's Gabbai.
Okay.
And he got me into the Rebbe for brachas.
How many times did you see the Rebbe?
And it was 10 people waiting for him. He got me first.
What did he say to you? Do you remember?
He wished me all a slaka, all that things, and and what occurred, and I stayed in Babava, davening chakras with this guy Simone. He worked for me. I paid him. I took him to the mikveh, and we davened chakras together. I gave him a Leah every time I was there. Leah cost me $10.
Now,
So
how many times? Let me ask you a question. How many times did you meet with Bubba Rebbe? Once.
Many times.
You went to and did he ever talk to you or just gave you a bracha?
Well, the conversation, it was Rabbi Shmuel Horowitz.
Yeah.
Shmuel Horowitz was the gabbai. I made it my business to save later for chakras to give him a Leah. I always waited. His minion was like a minion after me. I waited. I paid the $10 for the Aliyahs, and I always made sure he gets an
Now,
Aliyah.
previously you were talking about your daughter Shana. So let's show the picture here of your daughter Shana, and that's with then Congressman Schumer, right?
Yeah, I honored them too.
Okay, she's getting honored.
Yeah, because she was running programs for me. She was a young little girl. At that time, she was like 16, 17 years old.
16, 17, and she was getting
17.
an award from Congressman Schumer.
From-
That was Senator Schumer was a congressman at first.
Because Shana was involved with me on my program, which was good.
Shana, your daughter Shana was running your program,
She was involved.
and she got an honor from the congressman.
Yeah. I did something extraordinary.